And for me, the connection with what Black America has gone through historically is it's sad to me that in some ways that is taken as not valid, and that what white America is doing is what is valid. A good example, for those of you who have, gone to mega churches in this town, is that if your music is like Hillsong, Bethel, that's valid, right? But if your music is like Shirley Caesar, you're imitating Black Americans. You can't do the runs, you can't do that like gospel sound without being told, what are you doing, what are you trying to do? But if you sing like Darlene Check, then now you're being a good Christian. It's a very weird space to be, that like whiteness is the proper way for Africans to be, but Black Americans is not valid. It's like,
I've been wondering, because I've noticed that too. I've noticed that as well.
Say more about that. Let me hear it from your perspective. Uh-oh. Like, how does it land with you?
It's all right. As a Black American, I'm coming from a place where I'm the clear minority, and you come up in a country where you're almost invisible. If you get hired at a job or at a certain company and you're the only one, you're somehow made to feel like you made it. Oh, you're not like the others. That's sort of the indirect message that they tell you. So then coming here, and I remember that first trip from the airport to the apartment, and I'm seeing like all these Black people. So I'm like, oh man, it's a Black country, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, right, low, right. Too low. So it's like, yo, it's gonna be different, man. This is like, they had the majority. But then I noticed that like, obviously I can't speak for being a white American here, but I noticed just also being an American, you get treated differently. And I don't wanna be treated differently, but there have been situations where it's like, I'm just there, I wanna ingratiate myself in the culture, I'm just sitting there typing, then here comes the free coffee, or here comes the free whatever, and I'm like, that's not what I'm, right, yeah, so it's like, stuff like that happens. But then, I don't know, I feel like I've also been in different co-working spaces, and obviously you see all kinds of people, and you see a table full of Black people, but then there's a white person sitting at the head of the table.
So come on.
Right, and I'm like, and it baffles me every time. So I'm still trying to reconcile that, because I'm used to seeing that in America, because white people in America are made to think that everything belongs to them anyway. But to come here and see that was sort of like it was disorienting, and I'm still trying to reconcile that.
I think that's a whole other conversation. Yeah. I don't know if we have time to talk about like Nairobi's particular open arms policy. I don't know if we have time for that.